Hi, my name is Annie, and I'm here to explain to you about the 90-minute literacy block and how you could structure it to serve your students' needs in your classroom. Here we have an example. I have laid out in time increments 5, 20, 15, and so on to total 90 minutes. You will make this your own according to what you need to do every day. Could be different. You don't have to have a set model. These time increments will change depending on your class size and your plans. So here we go. You're going to lay out your standards. You may have reading foundational standards one day. You may have literature standards or informational reading standards on a different day. Most of the time you will have at least one reading foundational standard and then a literary or an informational standard. So we used an example. This example will explain to you how to make up a kindergarten lesson. We are reading The Three Little Pigs as a mentor text. You're going to dive right into what you want your kids to learn that day. I have a skill focus for identifying story elements, including the setting, the plot, the problem, and the solution. So I would start my lesson with 5 minutes to preview and review the Letterland character. It would be P, and I would talk to children about Peter Puppy, his sound, his motion. That would just take me 5 minutes just to get that in their mind. Then I would go maybe 20 minutes to read the text. I would model aloud what good readers do while I'm reading. I would be thinking aloud to show kids what good readers do. After the 20-minute whole group, I would break my kids into smaller groups. I have laid out 15-minute intervals for 3 different groups. So when I'm in my first 15-minute group with a small group of readers, homogeneously grouped, my other kids are in stations. Some examples of station activities could include a retell of the story with a beginning, middle, and end graphic organizer. Kids could be building CVC words with IG. We could be doing picture sorts with P and B to reinforce the difference between those 2 letter sounds. I could have kids writing about character traits, writing about what the pigs were feeling, how they could change the story. I could be making lists of feeling words. You can change this up according to what your kids need to do. Don't forget to support your children. Universal Design for Learning provide sentence starters for some of your children in the Writing Center. You may have some kids drawing pictures if you have English learners in your class not quite ready to write. They could be drawing sequencing pictures. Don't forget to be supporting them with word walls, personal glossaries, and character trait lists and descriptions. So 15 minutes, we maybe have read a different version of the Three Little Pigs. Could be a different reading level, lexile level of that text. Don't forget to take anecdotal notes of your readers as you are working with them in small group. Use the vocabulary multiple times, multiple exposures, so you can get that in. Ask higher order thinking questions and teach that central or main idea to your groups. There are lots of ways you can change these stations up. You could use multicultural versions of this fairy tale. You could teach idioms. There are lots of idioms with pigs. My grandpa used to say, when pigs fly, in a pig's eye. And so there are a lot more that you can bring into that. Idioms are especially difficult for English learners. You're going to see your lower groups daily. Your mid groups and your high groups, maybe your high groups, you only see them every other day. So after you have your 3 rotations, mind you, if you need a 4th rotation because you have a large class, you would cut back on one of these other segments of your lesson. After your rotations, you're going to go back to a whole group format. You're going to share maybe a different story, beginning, middle, and end. Talk about the story, a different version, I mean. That beginning, middle, and end, though, would be similar, and kids would realize that, and you can talk about that. And in the end, you can review story elements and wrap it up. That would be a total of 90 minutes. Don't forget that you can group your students in different ways according to their reading level, according to their fluency and prosody levels, understanding of vocabulary or story elements, and according to their writing ability. Always remember to post your I can statements in child-friendly terms, and again, that universal design for learning support. Those sentence frames are very important for English learners. Remember, you can change this up to suit the classroom needs that you see around you and make it your own. Don't be intimidated by this 90-minute setup. You do what you think your kids need. If you need a 10-minute warm-up, then you use that 10-minute warm-up. This will change according to the needs of your students. I hope that gives you some ideas for 90-minute literacy planning. Have fun with it.